Basically, do not manipulate your way to get to the promised land, whatever that may be. Right? That's a direct approach.
Let's go.
Okay, it's like this. So, you ever been with a Puerto Rican?
No.
You want to be?
You know, your beards, they look so good, but like, what if you tried it like this and like that? It's like a nice way to approach, right?
Yeah.
No, that's still direct.
Being more direct is always better. Because I feel like before, maybe I was a little bit more indirect because I genuinely didn't know what I wanted.
Women need to be straightforward about their upbringing or people, because to me, the upbringing is the biggest thing. Yo, it's the first thing I'm saying. Hey, yo, what's up with your family? Hey, yo, as soon as the martinis come out, what's up with you? What's up with your family life? And I'm asking.
What you're saying is a little different. That's lying. That's not sugarcoating. That's not being indirect.
That's what
when you brought up when you brought up like how women like lie about their body counts because men don't make them feel comfortable, like that's lying. Like girls lie about their body count because men don't, you know, make them feel accepting about their real shit.
What's going on, everybody? We are back on another great episode of 8 at the Table, and it's your infamous boy, Rico. Don't look at me like that, Nisha. Please don't look at me like that. We got a spicy topic that I am a firm advocate of. But before I get into that, I'm gonna dish the rock to Nisha because she's over here looking at me with the googly eyes. Say what you gotta say.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be talking about a topic that I do have some questions about. You know, he says he's an advocate, but I know men lie to get what they want. So we're going to see if he's really an advocate.
Don't put me in that box. I'm an advocate,
but
for
before
sure.
we get into that, we do have a special guest that I would love to introduce.
Drum roll, please. It's Lexi with a Y.
Lexi with a Y, Lexi Panterra. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for being here.
I'm excited.
Tell us about yourself, Lex.
Well, before you tell us about yourself, can I tell you something?
I hate talking about myself.
If you lie, you're gonna be Lexi with an I, not with a Y.
Yes, definitely.
Obama follows me. On Twitter. Is that a lie or a true statement?
It's a lie.
It's true. I'm not a big liar, but I'm an artist. I just dropped a single called Booty on Her.
Yeah.
Booty on it.
Featuring Trina.
Okay.
We dropped a music video. It's fire. It's fun. I'm an entrepreneur. I pay a lot of people's bills myself. I have a whole business. I have an agency, but ultimately singing is my passion.
Nice.
That's good.
Wow, I'm
But I dabble into too much.
So
Workout class.
Wait, how the hell did you get Obama to follow you? I'm trying to
Honestly,
get him to follow
I have no
me.
idea. And everyone randomly says like, why does Obama follow you? I'm like, dang, first of all, why? What do you mean why? Why not?
Why not?
True.
We all need inspo.
Shout out Obama.
They casually bring it up to my
Obama.
attention though. That I found out because someone was like, Obama follows you. I was like, no, he doesn't. And I was like, why too? I was like, why is he following me?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to him. I don't know. All right, so speaking about that, right?
Lexi, is there anything you don't do? Like you're a singer, you're a performer, you're an artist.
I don't draw.
You don't draw.
I can't paint.
That's
to
a
save my
flaw. We
life.
found a flaw.
And you also said that you don't cap neither.
I'm not a capper.
Dave.
Uh-oh.
Wait, but yo, listen, don't be talking crazy like the last joint that we was
You
just
said
on.
that we are allowed to
Last
talk.
episode.
No, because they be talking a little bit crazy
too
because
crazy?
the last show
Being real is too complicated.
the last show got a little crazy. So I'm just making sure that my two mans right here curtail themselves. That's all.
That's right. You in the presence of ladies now, fellas. So
Oh, she had to.
you know, I had to throw that in there.
Naisha's back. She's here. She's
Right,
on
I'm
the set.
couch. Naisha on the set.
She's on the
That's
set.
right.
All right, Naisha. Well, let's talk about this topic, everybody.
Let's talk about
So
it.
the topic that we are going to speak about today is the indirect approach versus the direct approach. Are you familiar with that is?
Definitely.
All right. So, for
No
those,
sugarcoating is what you
no sugarcoating. Basically, do not manipulate your way to get to the promised land, whatever that may be. Right? That's a direct approach. The indirect approach is, beating around the bush, maybe hiding out your flaws or your true personality to get to whatever end goal it is.
That's everybody.
Not everybody. Hold on. Please don't put me in that category.
No. It's definitely everybody. Has a little persona. No one's themselves fully in the beginning. How? Please explain how that is possible.
Just
How?
be you.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
think
myself.
that
Just be
everyone...
you.
So are you indirect or are you
myself.
direct?
I'm pretty direct.
You sound like you indirect.
I feel like everyone has a sense of like you're gonna have like a persona when you first meet someone. No one's gonna be ultimately. I don't think it's very hard for that. I think.
That's because you're a Gemini.
I mean, if I want
There's a lot of views.
Yeah, exactly. You got 10 faces.
Well, that's very true. Yeah, but we're talking about extremely direct. You know, if anything, we could actually give an example. Rico,
Oh, Nasha, you want to give an example with me?
let's go.
Okay, it's like this. So, you ever been with a Puerto Rican?
No.
You want to be?
That's direct.
love
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That was
Okay, what if you had to be direct? There's something you don't like on somebody. What do you do?
You have to tell.
What do you mean?
The
Like if
direct-
they have like a booger?
Do you say like,
Definitely tell.
listen, I think you would look
Why
better
you
with a
got a
different
booger
type of
beard?
beard?
I don't know. They have something on them. That's
Well, you know what? Honestly.
Or how do you say it? Do you sugarcoat like, you know, your beards, they look so good, but like, what if you tried it like this and like that? It's like a nice way to approach, right? Yeah.
No, that's still direct. Direct is basically saying something.
I like your beard though. Don't think about it tonight. Like, damn.
Yeah, y'all
she
got that
really...
recorded? All right, cool. Lexi, chill out, all right?
He's clipping that up.
Chill out,
Like your
Lexi,
beard.
chill out.
Yeah.
But
out, Lexi.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how you say it. You can say something in a nice way as long as you're being direct about it. But it's almost like, yeah, you know what? You should go to the barbershop today, right? But the guy never goes to the barbershop.
Okay, hold on. Are we talking about when you first meet someone, whether you're direct about what you want out of them or what you want for yourself? Or are we talking about in the relationship, whether
Both.
you're direct
That's
or
what I'm
indirect?
saying. I
Both,
feel
yeah.
like it's more like, I feel like me personally, I'm a very blunt person. That's the word I like to use. So in a sense, that is kind of direct, right? If I don't like something, I'm vocal about it. If you're doing, you know, if you look a certain way and I'm with you, I'm vocal about it, that I don't like, you know? I am very direct in that sense.
I feel you.
But I'm not direct in a sense that I'm not meeting you the first day and I'm like, hey, so I want to get married in 1 year, or I want to have a baby in 1 year, or like these things that we're trying to, well,
That's
if that's what
crazy.
you
But
want,
I mean, like, I
yeah.
don't think that should be scary. Like, if you said that on a first date, especially we're all adults. Like, if I said that on a first date, yes, I would like to get married. I think that's a general statement. Maybe
Nah,
I'm not saying
that's
it
a-
about you, but I'm saying, yeah, I would like to get married. I don't think that should scare away the person. And be like, well, she wants to get married to me. Like, I never said
Nah,
that.
but
The
Kelly,
first
it's just-
date we talking about? The
Nah, but
first
look, I'll
time
give
you
you
meet
guys
somebody?
a real
well, if
life
it's a casual
example.
conversation, I think
How
it's
do you
fine.
skip sex and go straight to marriage? Like, I don't understand that.
We're not
If we could be,
scratch that.
if we're being blunt,
You got to think about the future before you commit and give it up.
Facts.
no, we ain't talking about that.
Well,
That ain't
you
what a
maybe
man
not,
thinking
but
about.
girls-
That's not true, Lexi with a Y. Okay, all right. When you meet somebody,
You say you was gonna be nice, and she sits there.
she said,
no, don't be
She
nice.
said, I don't have to be.
You don't have to be nice. You,
There
you gotta
go.
be yourself.
She
That's
said,
right.
I don't
And if
gotta
you're a
be
mean
nice.
individual,
That's right,
then
Lexi.
that's fine with
I'm
me.
not a mean individual. I'm a direct one.
Yeah, there we go. That's the other thing.
I'm just keeping
That's
it
right.
a bean.
A lot of
so-
people
right.
think that being direct is rude or mean
they-
or
and
something,
they-
and
and
I
they-
get that a lot.
Well,
And I'm
these
like,
to the
oh no,
people
I'm
who-
not trying to be mean or
But
rude.
there's people that don't
Facts.
like that shit. That you tell
Yeah.
them things directly, they take it to another level. They don't want you to call them no more. They will say that you're stalking them, and you're like, no, I want you to tell you the truth.
Wait a
Fuck
minute,
all
what
that
you talking
though,
about?
Dave. When you
I'm
wanna-
talking about
Stalking them.
people don't like the
you
truth.
were doing too many DMs in one swipe.
No. I don't. What I'm saying is that people don't like direct. I'm direct. I'm pretty direct. I
You're
like.
a Sagittarius like me,
Yeah,
Dave.
I
That's
like
why.
being. I like being
That's what
straight
we
up. I
do.
mean, like if I was on a date with her, she told me, I would like to get married. I would be in my mind like this shit is not gonna work out. Because I was dating a girl and she told me that she wanted to have like a wedding in Walt Disney, and I was like, I would never do
Are you
some shit
serious
in
right
Walt
now?
Disney. What are you talking about? And I was like, this is crazy.
Wait, what just happened?
I don't know what is going on here. Like I'm very confused. Like, is that what you want to do?
You want to get beat up.
I'm
I'm not gonna lie. I definitely said that I wanted to get married.
If you paid attention to a previous episode, you know what's going on right here, all right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I be honest with you? The direct approach works very well. I'm gonna give you why it exactly works. And this is talking about kids and stuff like this is real life. My real
Absolutely.
life. The girl who has my daughter right now, right? My ex came up to her and said, hey, yeah, he wanted to have a baby with me in May, so then that way the baby could be an Aquarius. And I said, I tell that to all of my exes. That's a common known thing.
I can't,
Before
it's so
before I start
vulnerable.
dealing with you, before I say if I like you, I want you to get pregnant in the May so I can have a February baby.
Yeah.
This is direct approach.
You're scary for that. What?
I just literally did that emoji that that hits your face? Like,
You're so
after that
scary.
reaction?
That's the direct approach. But you understand, direct is like, yo, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. Do you want to do that? Yes or no? Yes. You sign up.
An Aquarius baby though.
I need an Aquarius child. Well, I got an Aries, but
I'm sorry, Rico.
I was a couple months
not
off.
really up to you.
It's not. It's okay to
What do you mean
want
it's not up
certain
to you?
things.
Just like you had a baby, that's an Aries. It's not. You can't be sitting here like planning like.
Well, that's
down
a
to
whole
the
different
date.
conversation. I'm not touching into that. But the point is, I am very direct with what I want and my plans with every female, and it's consistent because this is what I
If
want.
you're not direct, you end up in
I have
situationships,
no words.
right?
I
You
can't.
end up in places that you don't want to be in, and then you're like, wow, if I would have just told the truth and been direct, I wouldn't be pregnant. I just feel like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like,
But telling the truth, and when you tell the truth so much though, and you be direct, like
don't have nobody
like they
around
just
you.
said, people could take that the wrong way. So sometimes
Yes.
people curtail what they find themselves saying because I could say something like this. Rico could be going to Atlanta to go sign a record deal, and I say, "Oh, you going there? Good luck." And Rico turned around and said, "What the fuck does that mean?" You know what I'm saying?
Same thing.
It
Good
doesn't
luck.
mean nothing. It means I am feeling this way about you, and I want to tell you good luck, and I hope that you sign your deal. I'm very direct with everything that I do, but there are pros and cons with that as well, which will stop people from being direct as much, and then you find yourself feeling like you capping. Because you're not just being totally direct with how you feel. Somebody could just do something to piss you off and you're used to saying, hey, yo, pick that shit up or whatever, but you're trying to be different. And then it makes you feel some type of way, so you have to go back to being a direct person because you need to get the response that you know that they're gonna have. If I wanna fuck, I want you to tell me I'm not fucking with that, I'm with that, let's move on. If I wanna go on a trip, whatever, tell me how you feel, blah, 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 let's move on, but don't string me along.
yeah, I think it's like you said, there's
But don't
pros
string
and
me
cons. There's pros and cons to both of them. And it's like sometimes I feel like you have to have a little bit of both. As much as you want to be like a direct person or indirect person, you have to have a little bit of both because
No, you don't.
like if you think about
Yes,
the, let
because
me
you have
speak.
to think about the other person's feelings.
And if you think about the direct approach, like, yeah, it sounds great to know that someone's telling you what they want, what they feel, and you want that. You want the honest truth. You want to know all that. But at the same time, it's like it takes away the feeling of courting and falling in love and like gaining that. Like,
I don't want to hear this hopeless
Once.
romantic shit. So now there are certain things that you need to be direct about initially, right?
Facts.
So what are some of the things that you all think that should be direct about? I'm gonna give you an example and be like, hey, look, I have children or I want children. You know, you have to definitely state those things.
I
if
agree.
you're
Both
serious
of them.
about dating
Yeah,
someone, right?
if you're serious, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm a mother of two, so I take that very serious. I have to be vocal about that.
Yeah.
You know, those are my babies. That's
But
my
what
life.
happens if you want, I think like you said that it's scary if people are talking about wanting children, but what happens if we don't talk about this? Now me and you are serious, we've been dating 8 months, and now maybe we might get married in the next year from now, and then we find out that you never wanted kids,
Right.
and I wanted kids.
Yeah.
Right.
That's terrible.
That's
It's definitely
rough.
a conversation to have.
It's definitely rough.
I think also something for me, maybe like, are you like into monogamy, polygamy? Like what is?
They gonna cap, Kelly.
What?
Why are you saying that, you liar?
No.
No, because people be capping. They're not gonna tell you
Didn't
I'm
I just
not
say
into
that? That's what I'm
monogamy.
saying. They say
No,
You know
no.
what I'm
If they're like.
I'm not saying you're
no,
gonna
no,
cap.
some people do.
I'm
I
saying
like
I'm
to.
saying
I
that
like
they're-
to.
I'm
No,
saying
I mean they might, but I hope that they wouldn't. But I think that would be something to be honest about.
I got you.
You know what I mean? That's something that you should be. That, in my opinion, that's something you should be honest about. If you want some sort of an open thing going
Open
on.
relationship.
need-
Guys need to be honest about that shit from the get-go. Are we allowed to
And girls, it's not just guys.
I have to say, you should definitely be speaking. You definitely
Women
should
need to be
mentioning-
straightforward about their upbringing or people, because to me the
Facts.
upbringing is the
came for
biggest
that.
thing. Because people don't ask. We talked about this prior.
That's
the
so
first
true,
thing that
Estelle.
I'm asking anybody, like I told
your daddy
anybody.
there?
Yeah, yo, it's the first thing I'm saying. Hey, yo, what's up with your family? Hey, yo, as soon as the martinis come out,
No, it's
what's
true.
up with you? What's up with your family life? And I'm asking, like, yo, what's up with your brothers? But you got brothers? They make up your life and who you are as a person.
Yeah.
If you have a fucked up family life and you got brothers that are fucking jailbirds and drug addicts, 9 times out of 10, I'm not fucking with you because I'm not bringing that shit into my life. I'm not dealing with all that. I'm dealing with how people are brought up because people are brought up in fucked up minds and fucked up people. So people think this shit is normal. And then when you get to the table with them, you have to explain to them or show them that this shit isn't normal.
Now you're speaking facts.
So for me, the biggest thing is fuck all that. If you monogamous, I don't care if you're an asshole. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to deal with me, if you don't appreciate me, if you're a liar, all of that, none of that matters. What I need to know is if I'm giving you this love, how are you gonna respond to it in a positive way?
That's very true.
Word. I also think that another thing is maybe you should definitely tell the person that you're seeking how many people you're talking to and actually having sexual relationships with.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
Why? Like, cause
Wait. If you're fucking other people, yes, you should say I am sexually active with other people.
Nah, because,
but
like-
names and age and all that. No.
I want to know. See, I used to lie to women to
Really?
get to what I wanted to get to.
I find that hard to believe.
Wait,
Rico,
time out.
for
First of all,
real.
He's the advocate
Yo.
for direct approach.
Yes, and wait, hold on.
Change,
All right,
people
guys,
change.
relax, settle down.
Oh, I was Rico cheerleader.
I was
people
settle down,
change.
settle down.
So she used to
Yeah,
lie.
yeah.
Can
You have the right
change
to
that?
change.
Yeah,
You have the right to
listen.
change. Do not hold me to the
Lexi with
person I
an
was
I,
yesterday.
And now you're Lexi
No,
with an I.
the
Do not
thing
hold me
is,
to the person I was
Change is
yesterday.
All
the
right,
thing
guys.
that's always happening.
all right, guys, relax, simmer down. The real thing is, as a kid, I used to lie because I was told by my friends, you lie to get what you want. As an adult, I have not lied, and I don't give a fuck to lie. That's why I'm direct. And it works best. I don't waste my time. There's pros to being direct. If I tell you I want A, B, C, and D, and you say, listen, A is out and B is out, I could do C and D, I'm like, you're out.
Good for you.
That's
Not everyone
it.
can do
Or I'll
that.
take C and D.
Or I'll take C and D, but
And I'm not gonna be serious about it.
exactly, but you don't find that unless you're being direct. But there are reasons why
still got
people lie. So I'm gonna ask the ladies on the panel. We'll start off with Lexi with the Y.
I'm happy you're saying that.
Yeah, I wanna make sure everybody understands. I got
Okay,
your back,
good.
you know what I'm saying? So have you ever caught a man lying to you to basically be with you or to have sex with you?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so tell us about
Oh wait,
that.
okay, I gotta think about it though. Dang.
just
I'm
a-
like, of course.
There's been that many.
Okay. Oh yeah. What? A lot of guys
imagine.
lie.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I mean, okay, so the question was what again? So
Has a
Has
guy
been-
basically lied maybe about himself, maybe about what he does?
yeah, maybe an
No.
age thing. Someone lied to me about an age thing.
Really?
They lied to you
That
about
might
it?
be that.
Wait,
Or,
how old was he?
I think he was late 20s, but he was a little early 30s. That's weird, huh?
Wait, what? He's early.
I mean, I have to
You
say,
said that's real young?
This is weird.
Oh,
It's
wait.
weird. It is weird.
But he's an artist. Maybe it's different. But like you're
Artists do lie
you
about the
don't
age.
lie to me.
Yeah, artists do lie
No,
about
I
age.
know how old you are. Like
I think a couple years is a weird thing to lie about.
That's what I'm saying. 4 years? Like, yeah, I'm
weird.
really 32, but no, I'm 28.
Yeah, like,
and like I said, I get the whole industry thing. Some people do like,
Yeah,
you know,
they
the
do.
lie
They
about
gotta
their
stick
age.
to that. Once you
But
lie,
like
you
when
have to stick
when
to
you
it.
have a real relationship
true.
with somebody, you're not gonna say, no, I'm this age. Like, bro, I know you. Like, don't act like, you know.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
And it's easy to find out your information if you're public.
Honestly.
Just letting-
yeah.
True that.
Whoever that was, bad move.
People don't look.
Bad move.
I have a
People
really
don't
good.
look.
I have a really good story about a guy who lied to me.
Don't touch me. I'm just the direct
Oh
approach.
no, he's doing that for the cameras, y'all. Don't make me stop, Rico.
oh man.
He want me to touch him.
Oh,
She said that so. Anyways, I have a story to tell. So there was
what movie produced for you?
So some of you may know that I model, and sometimes I do music videos and brand shoots and campaign shoots and things like that. And you know, I know a bunch of sets. There's a lot of mansions in New Jersey and even in New York that artists use for music videos, right? So I had met this guy who, you know, we were all out together, a few models and a few guys, and we were all chilling. And like, he was just in my ear, like telling me what he got. And I never really want to like fall for that. Like, I don't like to be impressed that way. I like to be impressed outside of the money, even though everybody likes money. And he was like,
Everybody.
he was like, oh, like, let's chill afterwards, whatever. And I'm like, all right, bet, let's chill. So I had some time and I went with him and we went to this place where I had already been, a house I had already been for a previous music video. And he was saying that it was his house. And yo, when I tell you, I'm like, I was letting him talk because I wanted to see like
the story
Absolutely. And like how much he was gonna take it. And yo, like I was just like so baffled at how he was so like trying to convince me that it was his house.
Oh my
and
God,
then
Did you tell him?
yeah, at the end I told him. At the end I ended up telling him, and I even showed him pictures and videos that I had already been there, you know, and I'm like, you know, you don't gotta hit me with this. Like I ain't one of those.
That's
like
so corny.
And he felt so embarrassed. He turned red and everything. Like it was mad funny. And from there I never hung out with him ever again. Like I was like, that was it. He was definitely a good looking guy.
That's so fucking funny.
And he was a good talker. So I was definitely interested. Obviously I bit. So, because I went to his house, but at the same time, like his house, yeah. But obviously, because it wasn't his house, he made the wrong move, and he should have definitely did it a different way. Like
You said it's an Airbnb. I'm trying to fuck you in a mansion.
Yeah, he should have been like, oh, this is an Airbnb, exactly. He should have been like more straight up, like, oh, I rented this tonight. We're just chilling here. Like, just be real about it.
I had a fantasy of fucking in a mansion, and I would think you're the perfect candidate to go.
Look at
He
you,
could have talked about
spicy,
that.
I
It
like
was a
that.
fantasy.
That's a good one.
You know what I'm
Facts,
saying? He
like
might
trying to
have-
make me feel
Yeah,
good.
you
Like
know what
I
I'm
want to be a
saying?
part of his
That's
fantasy.
a born
and
liar.
shit.
That's not.
That's
That's
though.
still lying.
He wouldn't have done that
So
too.
listen, I'm very direct. I'm an open book. I'm too old already to be playing that game. I'm an open book. What I will not do is just offer information because I always express like, you know, be mindful of what you're asking because I'm going to tell you.
You hold out details.
No.
That's what you're saying.
I'm saying me and you are out. And I'm going to tell you, whatever you ask me, I'm going to tell you. I'm fine with that. But
Good.
I'm going to say, be mindful of what you're asking. Because if you're not prepared for those answers, then don't ask. Because I'm going to tell you exactly what it is
Good.
you're asking me for. If you, I don't have no kids, so, you know, then you might go, wow, you're this age, you don't have no kids. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because I just don't. I'm not shooting blanks. Because if not, we could find out if you want to have a kid.
If you're experienced, we're talking about people who are experienced, correct? If you're experienced, then you already know the vibe. You already know what style of woman because you already had some type of talk with her. So just speaking from my man Rico, we talk a lot. So if there's a female, there's certain females that give us certain vibes, right? So with that vibe, yeah, I'm straightforward with her with that vibe. She might not have that vibe like I'm really ready to go, but that don't mean I don't be straightforward with her in this vibe. You might not be ready to go, but you need to go. That you know what I'm saying? So if she says no,
you're not afraid of getting
if she says no, first of all, hell no, I'm not thinking about rejection.
Guys
That's
turn real
out.
salty when we say no.
Rejection.
all right.
That's they only think you're ugly. I was like, oh, I thought I was cute.
I don't.
Right? Because they hollered at you, right?
like,
but then it's you're ugly.
Yeah, but that's not even a
corny.
thought for me. Somebody who's direct, you worried about any type of rejection. That doesn't fit the direct person because you know what could come or what could not come with it. You're not looking at it like a rejection. I look at it like
Blessing.
you lost.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
People try to
because you
change
out there
you.
with them other that ain't worth shit, and you could be here fucking around with me. Period. You know what I'm saying? So
He's a confident man.
Yeah,
but
that's the thing. Being direct requires confidence.
I agree,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. Because then if it's like you get
Yes.
fear, you fear being hurt, sure. But at the end of the day, it's like what Esso said, like, okay, like you don't want me, that's fine. Somebody else will.
Yeah.
confidence
and
is
that's fine.
key.
But like,
And
being your
I
true
think
self.
especially like as you get older, like this is what I'm realizing as I get older. Like for me, I'd rather be as I'm trying to figure out what I want because it changes, you know. And as I get older, like, and I think being honest, being more direct is always better. Because I feel like before maybe I was a little bit more indirect because I genuinely didn't know what I wanted. So it was like, I would just kind of like ride the wave because I didn't know and I didn't know where it was going. And so I was like, not that I ever got into like any bad situations, but that was just kind of like, but now I'm getting older and I'm like, no, that was not good for me. So you learn and you say, this is what I'm willing to accept. This is what I'm not willing to accept. And then you kind of
put it
I don't
together.
know.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I have a question for
I
Kelly
just want to ask
too.
a quick question. Do you think you were confident at that time?
When I was younger?
Yeah. Do you think that you were confident? Because
Probably not.
And that's what we're saying. The confidence.
It comes with getting older, I think.
I don't think it's getting
And more
older.
direct because you know what you want.
so,
Like you
because
said,
I
so you're
was
gonna be
confident.
more
No.
direct.
Confidence
you know?
to me, some
makes
people can gain experience and know that they should have been confident and they will adjust. But confidence to me is something that you already given. I had this thing, and I don't know if I should say this really on camera, but I had this thing that I thought that big girls couldn't get no dick. Right? I'm being honest.
I heard this.
I didn't.
I've heard this.
When my wife would come to me and tell me, like, yo, you tripping, big girls get busy, big girls get this. And I was like, yo, you bugging, you're tripping. The people are settling for the big girl. They don't want the big girl, right? Then I started watching these girls on the gram called the Committee Podcast. And they're not small girls, but they're not actually big girls, but they look differently from what I would think would be getting it in, and they gets it in. And the reason why they get it in, when I look at them, they are confident. Yep. They're not worried about them having weight or them looking this way. They are confident, and when they're around their dudes, they are exuding supreme confidence, and I've never seen that. And I realized that from that point that people like us, confidence is cool because we come to do this type of thing. So you have to be confident in yourself to even be willing to come on camera. Sure. So we're talking about people that, we have some type of confidence, but most people out there, they don't have that same type of confidence.
I have a question for the ladies.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Let me just piggyback. It's gonna be real quick. I promise you.
Keep the question.
Promise you. So I'm gonna say I agree with you both, but on the flip end, like me speaking from a personal standpoint, I became direct because I'm not a conflicting person. I don't deal with conflict in the best way, me personally. So for me to avoid conflict, I need to let you know A, B, and C at the get-go because I cannot tolerate nothing else.
But what kind of person is that? Because I don't like that type of conflict neither. And that's part of, and I didn't think of that, but that's part of the reason why I tell you what it is so I could be like, I told you that already.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
What is that?
I think that's just this, once you start to identify, like for me, when I started to identify, listen, I am not the best at dealing with conflict. I make bad decisions and poor choices. And so for me to refrain from getting to that side of me that nobody in the world will like or be able to deal with, I need to make sure everybody that I deal with doesn't bring that out of me. So this is what brings it out of me. Don't do that. If you do that, that's okay. I'm gonna walk off.
Sound like me.
The Gemini brought it out of you, huh?
Oh, Lexi is
actually with
she's
a Pisces.
Lexi with an eye right now.
You just
The Gemini almost made me double back.
So now, ladies, I'm thinking, right? So you see, like what Kelly said, she's noticing now she gets older, she likes more the direct approach. I feel like I like the direct approach for myself, like when I'm approaching a guy. But naturally, right, as we sit here, I want you to think, ladies, do you like a guy coming up to you?
Thank you.
Like, I only want to be with you for sex.
Thank you.
Like,
That's the point.
Do we like that? I can't sit here and say that I would like a man to be direct to me. I cannot
Lexi.
say that. I really
What if
cannot.
he says he has a
honestly
girl?
say
I want
that.
Lexi
What if he says he got a girl?
Because
What's Lexi
I
answer?
wouldn't even like that either. I wouldn't like that direct approach.
Okay,
I'm gonna like the indirect. I'm gonna like the courting. I'm gonna like I know it's. I hate to say lying because I don't want a guy to lie to me, but at the same time, you get what I'm coming. You get where I'm coming
Yes,
from?
we get it, Lexi.
Yes, if you're hot and you are attractive and you are my type and you say something like that and I'm okay with it, maybe yes, I like direct approach. I'm like, cool.
Pound me up.
But
Am I attractive in your type?
but you got kids. No, I'm just kidding.
Kid done.
I'm sure he or she is adorable.
She's really pretty. Yeah. Little Puda.
She cool.
Direct. Just kidding.
That was a good one. I like that.
Okay. I think it's good. I think it's hot when guys are kind of like that, but that's kind of a manipulation thing. People are like, I'm gonna marry you, and I'm like, if you're hot, if you're not hot, or if you're not that you're not hot, if you're not attractive to that person or whatever, you can't say that. Like, if I'm not attracted to, and you're gonna be like, I want to marry you, I'm in love.
Yeah.
That might get me if you're.
I mean, that's
if you're my type.
that's a sexual thing.
That
then.
might
That's
be a lie.
different. Like if someone's like sexy and good looking, they're like, I want to fuck you right now. Then I might be like, okay, maybe.
No, direct is good. Okay. This is where that older
That's
thing comes in.
different. That's a sexual attraction.
Yeah.
But that's still being straightforward. We're not
It's
talking about
creepy.
getting
No,
married
it's
or being
creepy
in a
sometimes.
relationship.
No, because
We're talking about being straightforward.
We're talking about in general.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Anyone can say, I want to marry you. Homeless men on the street tell me that they want to marry me. Like, that doesn't mean anything
At your
to
worst
me.
too, when you looking busted, they're like, you are beautiful. And
Yeah,
you're
like that doesn't mean anything to me.
She said, when
I
you
want to
looking
marry
busted.
you. Okay.
It's true.
Okay,
They
well,
give you the most compliments.
so for me, I think for me, this would be the only way it would work for me. If we had already hooked up and we already established a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, and it was, see, then I think we need to.
She pausing too much. She pausing.
Because then I think we need to like already establish that the emotions are out of it, and then we have a talk that's like.
That's too
I know,
difficult.
I liked it.
How are you going to establish the emotions?
I like
How are you going to establish the emotions?
Because it's not
there.
working, like,
That's
you know-
too much talking.
I'm gonna say
sorry,
like
I like to talk.
6-7 years ago,
I like
someone
to
did this.
talk.
I like to talk. I like to talk it out. So you better be ready to talk if you
Well, I
deal with
always
me.
heard that women know already, and I feel like
When they wanna
women
have sex with somebody.
right? They know
When they meet
when
them.
you could wherever you meet them in a laundromat, club, restaurant,
Laundromat.
whatever it is.
Laundromat.
I'm just saying wherever. Yeah, you don't go laundromat.
I
There's
died for that
women
New
in
York
there
fair.
that
The
wash
city
clothes.
That's a little more common, right?
Listen, the point
ain't dating nobody
is that
doing
when they
laundry
see
mat
you,
that way.
I think that they already say, wow, look at this guy right here. He my type. I will fuck this guy. And even when they go out, they know. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of women when they get dressed and they're getting ready to go out
Yep.
that they tell themselves,
fucking tonight.
I'm looking good. That they're only looking
all guys
forward
go
for the
out for.
right guy to say the right thing, to look the way she likes it to look, and then he has to play his
She's
part.
ready.
You know, he can't be all doofy now when he's at the bar with her getting drinks. If you're saying the right thing and you're checking her out and you're drinking well, you're having a nice time, you're telling her, wow, you look amazing, and then you're like, listen, what you doing after here? You know, say you want to have a nightcap, you want to come to my place, or you want
Like,
to go.
listen, I'm not
You
into
sound like you
long-term
know
right
Nisha
now. I'm
real
just trying to
well,
have some
Dave.
fun, but like,
No,
you know.
this wasn't even directed at her. That's not how our episode was.
Stop pointing at
No.
me.
Now I found
I'm not
out
gonna point
about
at
that episode.
him, you know. I'm just saying. So that's how I feel like women know exactly what they want. Guys just fuck it up for themselves. Yeah,
They do that sometimes.
Men fuck it up for
Yes.
themselves. But you know, I realized that certain women made me feel like, let's say I meet you. And I might be real direct, but for some reason, when I met you, your energy was different, and it put me in a disposition
You
kind of.
felt like you didn't want to
right,
be direct.
right. Like I was like, damn.
Fragile
So
flower.
I go to plan B. You know what I'm saying? There's a fork in the road now because for some reason I felt overwhelmed with your presence. So now I want to maneuver
happens.
differently.
That's why I said you
happens.
did
That's
it
real
with
shit,
me.
What
Dave.
happened?
Would you be direct like that with me?
Absolutely.
You see how she sat up?
Lexi.
Absolutely.
Yeah, why you lean up like that,
So if
Lexi?
I was a
That's
delicate,
not
I was using you as an example that you could be the girl that makes me feel that I'm like, damn, I'm so direct. But for you, maybe I was a little more like smiling and a little more like.
Why?
I don't. That's
don't
the
like that
energy.
shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Why? I want to
That-
know why.
that
What
would
do you
be-
mean? I need to know about this,
No,
dating.
I'm talking about because it could just be maybe. So, for example, my ex-girlfriend that I was with, when we were together, people didn't think so. She was taller, very melanated woman, and people didn't. When they saw us together, they were like, "Really?" They were like, "Is he the sugar daddy or something?" That's how they saw it. And she would say that men have this thing of conversing with her and rapping to her. And I saw her, but when I met her, I felt like, I'm not gonna be so direct, but I see myself being with this woman. And then I shifted, and then I was like courting her in what women would consider to be the more appropriate way of not being so direct. And I was just like taking her out, you know. And she just gave me
You're
a different.
sugarcoating, not sugarcoating.
No, I wasn't
So you're
sugarcoating because I
saying
had
you look like the
intentions
girl
for
I wanna
longevity.
fuck.
I had intentions for longevity. I felt that.
Yeah.
That means you're gonna be softer, but you're still gonna be upfront with her.
I'm just
but
not
you're
gonna tell her
gonna-
like, I'm not gonna say like, damn, you look good. You know, I want to take you home tonight because you're definitely my type of woman.
So if she's someone you want to marry, you're gonna be a little bit more
It
nicer.
wasn't that I married, but I knew that I wanted to call her. I knew that I could live with her, that I could spend quality time with her, like she could be the girlfriend. I'm not
I'm
intimidated.
probably intimidating, I would say.
You see, but you don't. For some reason, women like yourself, like my ex was, and women that feel like I'm the guy that won't go up to you. I will go up to you. I like that. I don't know if I got that underdog feeling. I'm getting this girl because she looks like everybody's intimidated, and I'm not.
Yeah, because it's a
I'm not
challenge.
intimidated by her.
A guy, if you are funny and confident, you can stick it in anything.
So there, so
Stick it in anything.
listen, tell you.
I don't know why, but like,
I said confidence is the number
so
one.
All right, guys, that was a great episode. Lexi, what a why, not I. I'm so sorry.
thank you.
I definitely, or we. I can't speak for everybody else. I'm being direct. I appreciate you coming here.
Thank you. I'm so happy you guys brought me.
Lexi, we're awesome.
Cool, Lexi.
Thank you.
We loved having you.
Thank
Yeah,
you
you can
guys.
do a little better on the next time, but for this time, it was
No, this was great.
Listen,
I'm so happy I'm
I
here.
haven't had you yet, so I'm looking forward to that. All right.
I'm gonna be direct. That's not happening.
Okay. See, I like that. That's right. That's how you end it.
But I like you.
That's why we could be people.
good. You gotta shoot your shot.
That's the Listen, that's the Gemini Sagittarius thing. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do.
We understand.
That's right.
Are we an astrology show now?
That started. But thank you guys. I gotta go to a fashion show. So.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Hit your booty on out of here.
Right.
It's been real, Lexi.
Download my single.
I'm gonna be direct and say, never mind. And we are back, everybody, and we got Amanda who just pulled up on us. How you doing, gorgeous?
What's going on, man?
Missed me.
Yes.
Barely. That's a direct approach. So,
Oh, straight into it, huh?
That's what we're talking about right now.
Exactly. So, just to kind of fill you in.
Fill me up. What was
We
y'all
see where
really
your
talking
mind is
about?
at.
The direct approach
The
is now
direct
kicking
approach,
in. You know what I'm
Amanda.
saying? So basically,
Funny.
we were talking about direct versus indirect. So you may already know what that is, but just to recite it, direct is when you're straight to the point, no sugarcoating, no capping, right? And indirect is when you sugarcoat and try to beat around the bush to get to whatever you want to get to
Okay.
in your little heart. So,
Sounds very, very simple to me. I'm a very indirect approach kind of person.
You're indirect?
I'm very indirect.
Oh, so you sugarcoating shit and all that?
I'm heavy on the sugar coating.
why?
Real sweet, right?
Why is that?
Real sweet, real
Why
sweet.
is that?
Why is that? Well, I really just feel like I let the other person do the, pursuing. I want you to tell me you want me. I need you to be direct with me. I'ma just like throw in the little hints that, I want you too, but I'm not gonna say, I want you, be my man. Like,
So do you like it if we approach you directly? Like if we tell you like from Jump Street, not once we're courting or dating, I mean from first date that I meet you, if I tell you how I feel and what I want, is that cool with you?
Like, I want to fuck you today. You cool with that?
oh, is that your intentions only? Then
No, it's
I
not
would
my-
I would prefer you be direct with me so I know.
Yes, that's
But
what
let's
I'm
just say it like
asking.
this.
I would love that because if I even thought that I wanted Rico, I would love if he came to me and say, yo, I'm really trying to fuck. I would have been like, okay, Rico's not for me. Moving on.
But you,
Why wouldn't he be for you though if he
But
came like that? Because you don't want
love
that?
it then because
You
you
don't
don't,
like the
like
direct
that
approach.
No,
approach.
No, I don't think that's
no,
what it is.
it's-
You
that's
wouldn't
not
date
what
those
it
type
is.
of men though.
It's not what it
Is it 'cause
is.
of me?
I
It's me?
love the approach. I love that you're being direct so I don't have to waste my time trying to figure out what you want. When you're direct with me, I know what you want. Off the jump. I'm not wasting my time. You're not wasting
so what
your
if I
time.
said, hey, Amanda, I want to fuck you today, but eventually I want to marry you in a year from now. Now you know my intentions is not just sex. Now you know my intentions is to build with you, but I do want to fuck right now.
Yeah, but how will you know you want to marry? That would be a damn lie.
I'm just saying.
That's a super cappy with all kinds of hats.
Okay, how about this? Let me reiterate it for Disco Dave. I'm gonna say, hey Amanda, I wanna fuck you today, but I have 100% intentions on getting to know you and building possibly a relationship as long as we work for each other. But I do wanna fuck now.
Well, I would tell you that really sounds nice. Like that you want to get to know me, but I'm not going to fuck you today. But I'm like, but if you start trying to get to know me right now, I'll probably fuck you in a week.
And I'm like, see, I like that. That's cool. That's called, so the direct approach can be
It works
negotiated.
then.
It can be negotiated.
It can be negotiated. So like,
I think that's crazy right there though to some degree because if you was to say that directly back, then what would be the difference from 7 days from now? He could be gaming you for 7
She's
days.
not gonna say that.
And not, I know
just
that.
makes her feel better.
But what I'm saying, for 7 days, like let's say we did have this real conversation, and you said, well, you listen, get to know me, court me. You say, cause I like you, you my style. Court me, take me out a couple of times, and yeah, I will fuck you eventually for sure. And now I'm just gaming you and lying you, manipulating you until I get the pussy, and then I run.
Yeah.
But can I ask you a
And
question?
now you're just another notch on my belt.
But do people
Okay,
really
but
have-
I said, first of all, just because that was his intentions,
Right.
I'm
I'm just asking.
still taking the week for him to get to know me, for me to get to know him. That doesn't mean it's gonna work out. That doesn't
Right.
mean I'm really gonna like him just because he came to me with a direct approach.
She's buying time.
Exactly.
And it could also mean that within that week, he changes his mind and he like falls in love with
Anything's
her.
possible.
And,
This
like,
is what I'm saying. Anything is
Yeah,
possible.
I think anything is possible.
And it's also just making yourself feel better. Like,
Right.
you know, putting yourself, controlling the narrative.
controlling your
No, why wouldn't you fuck the first day if you would do it 7 days later? Is it because you might think you're a hoe if you fuck him the first day, as opposed to 7th day, the 14th
but I
day,
don't
the
know him at
21st
all.
day? You're not gonna know him in a week. Because he might be lying. You won't know him in a month.
Ain't no might be. He's capping.
First
He's
of
in the
all,
pussy.
some people
Might be.
are in relationships where they have sisters and brothers the same age from a whole different family. They didn't even know about that. They just never knew. So people really never know what they involved in and what they're really dealing
true,
with.
Dave, but that's just life. We never know who we're talking
Yeah.
to.
So then what's your
This is
concern?
life.
Would it be that how he's gonna look at me? I'm just using you because you know you're here now.
Me,
and-
I don't fuck on the first anything. I don't care if I
the
knew
seventh
you.
Said that one time. Said that one time. I'm just saying. She said it. She said it.
in band
She said it
camp.
was
That
one
one time in
time.
band camp, man.
If you were listening to our previous
It was-
episode, you know there was.
There was
was
one
a
That's
one
what
time.
we're talking about right now.
But this is the no
We're
cap
talking about
zone,
right
so
now.
it happened.
So-
So
Okay,
don't
but-
pause this episode and scroll back and find that
Yeah,
one.
we can
Listen to
always
this
scroll.
one.
Roll the
Do
tape.
not.
Binge watch right now, guys.
It's actually
That's
deleted.
right.
You won't even find it.
Listen, if you want to know people capping, go to the original episodes and you can find out who's been capping. Just hit that notification.
Facts.
You could go back to a few
Amanda's been
episodes
with us
and
for
find
a
out if
while.
Amanda or any
That
one of us
wasn't-
capping.
It wasn't the fuck that I said. I said it was the head.
Oh,
Is that the
the
same?
head.
Oh,
so you
damn.
get head on the first day?
That was bad.
You get head
I'm
for-
not gonna lie. Like hearing the question, like I automatically thought, like hell no, I'm not giving nobody head on the first date. But I have. I really have.
Right? Honesty.
Right? Shocking.
Honesty.
Is there an exception for me?
All sex is different.
Yes.
My bad.
Right.
But can I ask y'all
Wow.
one serious
So
question
you can
though?
suck a random dick, but you won't fuck
It
a
wasn't
random dick?
random.
Rico, let me ask you this real question real quick though. Real quick.
man.
A lot of these situations right now, real talk, we're talking about them in a sober mind state, right? But most of them happen when we're not sober.
That's when I'm the most
Alright?
honest.
So when somebody, but all I'm saying is that when we're talking to these women,
Different
yeah,
mindsets.
yeah, we can talk regular sober, but if you got a couple drinks in your system,
might be more direct.
and you might be more direct, or you might be more willing, you might be more receptive.
Might be
He
more
might have a
open.
chance, something that he would say would not be funny sober, but it's fucking
be
real
funny
funny
drunk.
and it's drunk. You know what I'm saying? Start touching and feeling.
People even look different when
That's
you're
what I'm
drunk.
saying. People start touching.
You're like,
people
you're
look
like,
better.
wait, hold on.
Some people look better when you're drunk.
But my point being is that that's the key to the approach. It's the timing and knowing when you can and
Oh,
when
this
you
sounds like a
shouldn't do
game.
it.
This sounds
You know
like
what
a
the
like
crazy
a
thing is? And I'm thinking about this and like, yo, Essa, I'm not gonna lie, you just brought me back to a day when my first ever day in football training camp and the coach said, yo, y'all gonna go to college parties and watch how you speak to women because everything is a charge. So like, honestly, I can now thinking about that, like, especially if you drinking or not drinking, right now in 2021, the direct approach
Can be a charge.
has big consequences. Like if I just said something to you and you find it remotely offensive, I can get an excruciating amount of trouble
Human
from that.
resources.
You know what I'm saying? So I and actually thinking about it, there's a lot of people who probably like, yo, I don't say anything that I truly want to say because I don't know how somebody's gonna take
That
it.
is happening for sure
Very
now.
true.
You know,
Absolutely,
happening for
that is
sure
happening.
I just thought about
But
that.
that's why Kelly said earlier, you have to realize who you're with. Sometimes people take the direct approach the wrong way. So it really just depends on how direct you are being.
So that sounds good. Amanda, like, so let's say if I was direct like this, I was like, yo, Amanda, I'm single, you single, what's up?
Okay, nice to see you hitting me with the direct approach. What's up?
I'm a single rich man looking for a female wife.
All right, I'm interested. So where we
I'm a
living?
businessman. Short Hills,
Condo in Brooklyn.
Park Slope.
Nah, Williamsburg.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. How much time are we spending together?
8 hours a day.
7 hours, 12 hours a weekend.
55 hours max, but we'll get to the details later.
Sounds like a job right now.
All right, cool. Children,
1,
3.
2.
I gotta have a boy.
All right, I'll see what I could do. Vacation?
December, Colombia.
June, Vineyard.
June, fine, but Colombia.
No, Vineyard.
Is that a deal breaker?
Yes, it is.
That's doing business.
You'll find somebody else.
That's direct approach.
That sounds like I'm brokering a deal right now. That don't sound like
It
an
is.
approach.
Kind of like bargaining a relationship.
That sounds like I am brokering a whole
But
deal
you are,
with you.
realistically.
That's why I said I
But
don't like
that's
the
not-
direct
but that's not-
approach.
That's a different level
feel
of
like
a
you needed a
direct
lawyer
approach.
to
That is not the direct
You signed a
approach.
prenup
That
once you
is
meet her.
that is
That's-
a
but
job
like-
interview.
think
No,
about
but
it like
that
this.
realistically is the direct approach. They're being so
no.
direct right there.
Hell
Have you
no.
ever been asked that many questions on a first date?
No.
Where do you want a
That's
vacation? The
fucking
vineyard?
speed. That's fucking speed dating. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's exactly what that is. That's not real.
But think about it like this. Here's the pros and cons.
I gotta have a boy.
I gotta have 2, wait, 3, no, 1.
No,
Vineyard,
2 and a half.
Colombia.
Oh, I
no,
need a boy.
Vineyard, June. No.
2 and a half. Colombia. Fuck that.
Fuck out of here.
I am out of here.
But can I be real with y'all real quick?
Uh-huh.
This is, I feel like, part of the problem in relationships. We gotta also realize that majority of relationships are failing because the direct approach isn't being done. There is no direct, which means there's no direction for the future of your relationship. So now you know how many relationships end because they can't go out with their friends to different places? You know how many relationships end because they don't want to have kids after they've already been married, but the other spouse wants to have kids? This is what I've been trying to say. I'm an advocate of the direct approach. Listen, I'm speed dating every woman that I'm taking serious.
No,
That's why Rico doesn't have me.
I think it's different, and I don't want to sound like I know what I'm talking about in this certain sense, but
Good.
let me just say, I think it's different when you have kids. I don't have any children, so I don't know that to be a fact, but I think when you date, when you have kids, it's different than when you don't have kids, because you have, like, no matter what, you have to factor them in, right?
Facts.
Or you have to factor the simple fact that all right,
You're
yeah,
not going to be
different
just
from men and
messing
women.
around.
Oh, you're not gonna
It's
just
different from men and
no, you
women.
could just mess around, but you're not gonna bring anybody around. It's a
True.
little bit
No,
different.
that's what
But
I'm saying.
Honestly, what we should be doing, and this is the problem that I feel like we are too free having sex and dating at a rampant rate, where that way we're taking nothing serious, and then bullshit happens in our lives where somebody gets pregnant that we don't really mess with, or we think we mess with, and then we end up being single, and whatever the case may be. If we actually sat down and took the time and said, yo, look, this is what I want. I'm looking at you because I believe that you could be what I want, and I hope I could be what you want, and therefore we can go forward in the right aspect rather than just, hey, you know what? We're gonna fuck today. We'll figure out what you like and what I like 6 months from now.
But didn't you hear what I said on the first segment about the freaking capping? How are you gonna ever do that? See, that's why y'all gotta
Everybody
run this
capping.
shit consecutively, okay? Because he's acting like he wasn't just on the last segment with me when I said it's all cap. So how
Yeah,
are you
do be
gonna
capped.
come to these type of agreements when it's all cap?
That
We're
is
saying
true.
all women is capping, the women is saying all men is capping. So who is really being straightforward with each other?
don't-
No, I'm talking about the men.
The outside world,
I'm talking
yeah.
about the outside world, because that's who we're talking about. We're talking about the opinions that we as men have, right? Whether it's on camera or not, is we all feel like women be fucking lying all the time, right? And that's just real.
lie about y'all, but I don't
know they- I don't think they lie all
whether
the
they
time.
suck
I
their
don't.
teeth. Okay, Dave is the only one in here.
just don't think they lie
take
all
a
the time.
survey,
Like-
if I take a survey in here,
Like, you're doing
it's
the ill blame game right
it's
here.
10 men in here. 9 of them think women is lying, not Dave, okay? So we
I don't
cleared
think
that
they're always
air.
lying though.
So we cleared that air here. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Most men, we don't believe that they're capping. Put the camera on Dave. He don't fucking believe it, and he's telling me
no,
to
no,
my
I'm not
face.
saying they never lie. I'm saying they're not always
They're
lie.
all- they're 90% cap.
I don't think
He
90%.
was on the last segment with me.
Maybe 65%.
He was on the last segment with me,
Maybe
and then
65%.
95% cap. Once you
65%
get
cap.
once you are known for capping and your percentage is above but the percentage is not capping, you're capped.
What the hell are we talking about?
It's 65%, but you get it. It's 65%,
Don't worry.
right? So since they're lying, how are we gonna get to this harmonious land that everybody's talking about? This is fucking a fictional character. When you walking up to a girl and you trying to knock her box off, you ain't walking up to her on set. You're walking to her at the club, when we're drinking, when you know she's saucy, when she's looking sexy, when she look like she wants to smash, right or wrong. We're not just walking up to you looking like a maid in the middle of the motherfucking grocery store talking about I'm trying to smash right now in 2 minutes. Stop it, okay?
I mean, sometimes I see potential.
You can see potential, but the grocery store. Listen, if she's bending over with the thong out, then yeah. But if she's just shopping for oatmeal, no. Nobody cares.
She's eating healthy.
We're talking about reality. We're not talking about when it can happen every once in a while. We're talking about
the world that you are
accustomed to.
What you've been seeing.
Everybody in here is accustomed to my world except Dave, and fucking Nation's gonna agree with you because she's a fucking female. These niggas, if we take a fucking survey in this motherfucker, the dudes in here will say, yo, it's cap, it's this, it's that. Right? So when you moving on, so we get to the straightforwardness, like I said before, if the majority, since Dave don't want to say everybody, if the majority of the people is capping, Amanda thinks men is capping, okay?
Amanda, you think men are always capping?
Okay, yes.
Always?
All right, so realistically, men are capping, women are capping, the truth hurts.
Who's not capping?
The truth hurts, the direct approach can hurt sometimes, that's the truth.
Take a shot.
Well, maybe if everybody learned to be direct, then the cap will end.
That's why you have to have a balance. You have to have some indirect to you and some direct to you.
I'm just saying, like, everybody been lying since time started.
No, but with the direct approach,
the direct approach is like
since time started.
The direct approach is not about lying, and even the indirect approach is not about lying.
Okay.
The direct approach is basically putting it all out on the table. Like, you know, I 100% know that you go with the direct approach. Right? If you just want to fuck them, or if you just want to date them, or you just even want to talk to them and then fuck them, you're gonna tell them that.
Exactly.
That's a direct approach. You feel me? I think that, especially for men, a lot of men do the indirect approach where then they start to cap. Right, so they do the indirect, so they try to beat around the bush. They do the courting that Naisha like, because people like Naisha like fictional fairy tales of men.
She just said it.
Right. People to know what.
And I'm saying, when you have, sometimes women want live in a fairy tale world, and they want a man to be a fantasy fairy tale character, which it is impossible to keep up with. So when he wants to court her, open every door, and do all of that shit, the moment he stops, he's no longer being himself. He's changed, and he ain't shit. He's a liar, and he's a capper. And that's the problem. So but guess what? I am a firm advocate that if you tell Naisha what it is, and if Naisha likes you, Naisha's going to say, okay.
Exactly.
So you don't have to cap to get the box.
Okay, wait.
That's the whole point.
I believe that about Naisha.
I agree with that.
Okay.
And I ask you, why you guys gotta be like kids though?
That was not me. That was Amanda.
That was Amanda this time. Don't blame Rico and Episode this time.
Go along with it, like,
Amanda's the same way too. Look,
she's funny.
Kelly's the same way too. If Kelly's found me remotely attractive and whatever she deems as attractive, and I'm carrying myself the proper way, and I say, hey, Kelly, yo, you know what? I would love to get to meet you, and tonight we're gonna have a good time. I wanna bring you back home. She's either gonna say yes or she's gonna say no. But even if she says no, she's still gonna go within 7 days.
You know what? The woman cap on that is when you invite them to the house and they go, listen, I'll go home with you if you don't think nothing's happening.
That's the super cap.
That's super cap.
Yes.
I'm not going with period.
I'll go with you, but we're not fucking. That's right.
I'm not going to nobody's house if I'm not fucking. I'm not coming.
Okay.
I have to be honest, I've said that before.
I've been there before.
I fuck with Kelly because she be honest about everything.
The famous last words. I'm sorry. That's true. That's true. And
that's very true.
That was my question. When do you, because you said when men cap, We're gonna use that word.
Lie, Kat.
Lie, thank you. I'm like, what is that? When do you think?
She said, what are you talking about? Soda, Cat? What are you
The
talking about?
emoji, the blue hat.
Yeah. Thank you.
But go ahead, Kelly.
When do you think women lie the most?
When they drunk.
When they wake up.
Like what we just said. No,
When they wake up,
All right,
boom.
relax. We're talking. Why do you think women use the indirect approach?
Because they're so scared to be themselves. You gotta think about it. Women lie about how many partners they have. Women lie about.
I think that's what it is.
Yes, it is.
Just keep going.
If women lie about how many partners they have, they lie about some things that have happened in their life because they don't want the man to know the truth about them because they want to be some type of angelic or some type of person to be seen as some type of person for this man. Whatever that thing.
I'm not gonna say all men. I'll say to answer your question too, that some men, I blame men for this because we have for a long time made women feel bad about the decisions that they made. So when the woman felt like she could fuck on the first day, here comes Bozo now telling all his friends and putting her out to be a hoe that she really wasn't because she liked you and she was feeling you. And she felt that day she looked good, work is great, she lives by herself, she got her car, she wanted to go out, she wanted dick. And now when she got there, she gave it to you. You went and told fucking everybody and you made her look like a hoe. Now she goes, tells all her girlfriends, this motherfucker right here likes to talk too much. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck with him. And then you started just talking too much. And all of a sudden girls are like, nah, let's give this motherfucker 7 days, like what she said.
Dave, if I could
I'm telling you.
Dave, can I tell you something? Now we're going off.
Okay.
But if I could fuck on the first night, you could fuck on the first night. Esther could fuck on the first night. Listen,
I know I could
I don't
fuck on
like
the first night.
listen, this is.
Oh, so you're making it easier for your boys.
No, what I'm saying is she's giving it up regardless to the right person. If you fit the credentials that she wants you to fit, she's gonna fuck you.
That's a fact.
That's all it is. So
That's the whole
when
fact.
I go and I say,
keyword
yo,
is
listen, when a guy now knows that many guys like I'm not the only Rico in this world. There are 7 billion people. There might be another million, but I want to say less.
There might be
There might be a million.
Maybe
There might be a
100 million,
million
not that.
other Ricos that could go ahead and do this too. There's a million other Essos that could go ahead and do this too. Dave, so on and so forth. So you got to be real with yourself. If you go out there and you have a one night stand, don't shame yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I did.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I had
shame
a one night
yourself for not
stand.
knowing what you're doing.
Being direct is also comes from, like we said, being honest with yourself and being confident.
Confident.
But but confident does have some some play in indirect approach because some people are very indirect because they don't know how the person is going to respond. Yeah, but I feel like what you're saying is a little different. That's lying. That's not sugarcoating. That's not being indirect.
That's what
when you
Esso's
brought up
saying.
when you brought up like how women like lie about their body counts because men don't make them feel comfortable, like that's lying. Like girls lie about their body count because men don't, make them feel accepting about their real shit. But sugarcoating, like, okay, so I did this and I did that and I did that, but that was just one time and that was only like 30 minutes. Like that's sugarcoating. Like
Sugarcoating and lying is the same thing.
cap.
it's not.
Yes, it is, because
cap.
sugarcoating is basically me trying to give you a plate that looks like cake, but it's really shit. And if you gave me a cake,
I
but you
didn't have a
didn't,
one night stand. I
only
didn't have a
gave
one
him
night
head.
stand. I only gave him. No, I'm not gonna tell you I gave him head. I'm just gonna say I didn't have a one night stand because she doesn't consider head as sex. So she'd be like, nah, I never did it before.
Okay, my vision of sugarcoating is I'm gonna tell you I got a cake for you, right? But little by little, I'm only giving you pieces of that whole cake.
Oh, that ain't sugarcoating to me.
I'm not giving you a plate of shit.
that's
When
no
I say I
fucking to
have
me.
a cake for you.
but that's different because
that's playing.
that's
That's
a little bit
games.
different.
First of all, I feel like being straightforward helps you with your mental health and it just cleanses your soul because you don't have to deal with your lying. You don't got to deal with people coming back to you with stories, trying to figure out what you really got going on. You don't got to cover up more lies. And being straightforward lets people know where you're with them and where they are with you. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes being straightforward, you don't get the trophies right away. It takes time for people to know that you're not just being crass or you're not just being a dickhead. You're just a straightforward person about everything that you got going on. I feel like it's way more pros than cons with being straightforward. If you're worried about the cons, you're worried about the superficial people that didn't want to be with you by you being factual about who you are.
I think I agree with everything you just said. Honesty is always the best policy. I think you do have to take in some consideration the person you are talking to, but at the end of the day, you will feel better not holding anything in. And at the end of the day, like, you are your number one priority. I am my number one priority. And as long as I feel like I'm set, then that's all that matters to me.
I think that the direct approach is the best way, especially being the person being courted. But indirect ways is almost like sugarcoating. Sometimes it works. Sometimes is, you need a little balance. You could be direct. You could have the other person being indirect. Maybe both direct is a little bit too strong. I feel like for me, because some people use the direct approach to be like very strong and nasty. So I like to keep it indirect. I like my fellas to keep it direct.
Yeah, I'm definitely direct. And it has hindered me. It has hurt me. I have lost women that I would have truly probably appreciated being with them from being direct, and they didn't like the way my lifestyle is or what I say or how I say it. It keeps me mentally stable, and it allows me to not have to continuously building lies. Once you lie and you continue to lie, you forget where the initial lie started at, yep. And then it just becomes a pile of shit. So to me, I'd rather lose you and not get to be with you, knowing that I was honest with you, and you realize down the line when you meet all those lying motherfuckers, who's the person you needed to be with.
And I honestly couldn't agree with you guys more. Listen, like, if you're like myself and, you have problems dealing with conflict in the best way, being direct will save you a lot of that conflict and a lot of that headache, because you don't have to worry about anybody trying to come over and pull your card, anybody over trying to disturb your peace, because you could sleep better every single day when you put your best foot forward being who you were. And anybody who does not accept you, they was never going to accept you at some point in time anyways, because you got to be yourself. That's the only thing that you have. That's why they call me Hundo, because I've always kept it a Hundo. No, this is real facts. I always kept it a Hundo. So I stand on being direct.
And that makes sense. I feel like clearly for our audience that's watching right now, know who you are. Know if the direct approach is better for you or the indirect. Because clearly some of us do follow the direct and some of us follow the indirect. And some of us have a little bit of both. So whatever works for you, let us know below what you're thinking, if you're more of the direct person or the indirect. Once again, this is 8 at the Table. It's the girl Naisha on the set. And we wanna thank you for watching 8 at the Table. Tune in to next Thursday. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. Subscribe and click that notification button on the top. See you next Thursday.